Hello, guys. Good morning. Hope you're having a nice day. So today I'm going to take you through a more comprehensive. I'm going to be going through a more comprehensive approach by looking at by walking through the system from a receptionist perspective. So let's assume that you're working in a hospital or in a clinic, and you're using the Medgate system, and your role in the hospital is a receptionist. So when you log in, when an account is created for you and the username and password is assigned to you, and you log in into the system, you're going to be presented with a dashboard that looks like this. So the features that you see here are features that are related to the receptionist only. So receptionist, this is what you're going to see. So looking at the platform, what the receptionist will be able to do on the platform is the receptionist will be able to switch languages, and they can see notifications alongside with they can see the beds, they can see beds, and they can also do a kind of chat within the system. So you can chat with one or two persons within the hospital. They can also have access to see the calendar of the year, and they have access to a to-do list. Alongside, they have the ability to change their passwords or maybe view their profile or log out from the system from there. So that said, for each employee for the hospital, they have a particular barcode or QR code which can be attached to their badge, and they could use it to identify themselves when necessary. So that said, some of the features that you as a receptionist you'll be able to see, as I said, you have access to the dashboard, and all you've got to see is just the income that came through ambulance, and you can see all the users in the system alongside with the calendar of the year. So at this point, what you will be able to see again is the billing. So as a receptionist, you'll be able to see the OPD section, where the OPD means that if someone wants to book an appointment and they get to you, what you could do is through the OPD model, you have the ability to add to create an appointment for each patient, and to do that, you need to add the patient to the system, or if it's an already existing patient, then you might want to like go to the patient directly, and then you're going to add a visit for that patient. And the patient is coming again to the hospital for another maybe checkup or whatsoever. If it's a patient that already exists in the system, so you click on a new visit, and um, in this case, you're going to select the appointment date, and you could assign it a case ID, and then you could ask the patient if the patient has any casualty, and it's an old patient, yes. Is there any reference? No, if there is, you can add it. If there's third-party insurance, with the doctor that this patient is coming to see, and then if you're charging, maybe you're charging the patient for consultation fee, and you can add the consultation charge, which will come automatically, and then you go all the way, and you can add the amount that the patient probably will pay. So you could give the patient a discount of 100% if the patient you don't want the patient to pay anything for this appointment. And then you could select maybe a few symptoms that the patient has, the symptom title, and if the patient has any notes that they want to like give, and then any known allergies, you could add it here, and then you could save it, or you can save in print if the patient is standing in front of you, and you can save that, and that will be it so far for this appointment. So that said, once the appointment is created, then this patient will the appointment will be available for viewing by the doctor that was assigned or by the assigned doctor. So just to let you know, as an appointment which you booked, you're able to print the bill at the same time you can see more detail about the appointment. So as if a receptionist, these are things that probably you have to do on the system. We've talked about OPD, and then for pathology, you'll be able to click on pathology, and you can add maybe a patient who is coming for just to take a pathology test. So you can add the patient if the patient already exists, and if it's a new patient, you may include the patient details. That means this is a patient who just come in to do a test and go back. That's what it means as pathology. If that is done, um, then you enter the patient detail for new patients. You enter all these details which I explained earlier from the previous video on how to add a patient to the system. So check out that video to help you with that. So once you're done with that, you can save it. So, and then the pathology test, you can select the pathology test. You can add as many tests as possible and which doctor is referring them. So you can put all of that. The amount will be calculated and then you can save. If the patient is paying immediately, you can add the payment here and then you collect the cash from the payment from the patient and save and print and give the patient the receipt. Sorry for that disturbance. Um, so that is it so far for pathology billing, and the same for radiology. You have to go through the same process that we just discussed for pathology, and the same for blood issue, and the same for each blood component issuing. So that is the process which you could use. Now, as a receptionist, maybe you could be working as a receptionist at the same time as cashier, so you're collecting money. So you could actually do the same, which I spoke about in our last video on billing. So with you could either enter a particular case ID and get the full details about payment for a particular patient, and you can print the bill for that patient. So those are some of the things which you could do. You can print the bill for this patient entirely and hand it over to them. Um, so that said, remember here you can print bill, but since you're not a cashier, you can't actually add new payments to a um you can't add new payments to the patient. So you're not allowed to collect money. So just maybe if you have double rule, then we can enable the feature so that you can charge the patient more. So that's it. The appointment feature currently is not accessible for you. So we can add that based on requirements. For like we can give the receptionist permission to view appointments. So yeah, we can add that from our system. Then we're going to talk about the OPD patient. So this is for outpatient. So for outpatient, just like we discussed before, you as a receptionist, you'll be able to access this. You can add more patients, more OPD patients by, if it's an O patient, then you might want to just use their details. But if it's not an O patient, then you want to start by adding a new patient. And because it's an old patient, all we need to do is just to add symptoms, the new symptoms that they're coming with, add maybe the symptoms description, we add any allergies, and then we could complete this field like the appointments and maybe add a case ID, and then casualty if there is, old patient, select the doctor, just like we did earlier. So it's more of like booking an appointment for um it's the same process of booking an appointment. Meanwhile, you can print bill, you can also you can also see manual prescription, and you can see more about this visit. So you can get to know more about this visit. Then there's also a feature here for you to move patient to IPD. So these are just some of the basics that you as a receptionist you are entitled to do on the platform if you're allowed to by the management. Then if you come to patient view, you can see all the various patients and you can come to show, then you're able to see the patient's detail, like the patient's overview of the patient. You can see their visit details when they visited, lab tests that they took, their treatment history, and you can tap to see their visits and maybe laboratory tests that they're taken before. You can see view it and you can print the bill. So um, so another thing you can see their treatment history, but I'll focus more on the visits. So here for visits, you can add a new visit. New visit is more of like a new appointment for this patient. So um, you will be able to navigate that. So remember, you're doing new visits. So you're only doing new visits for this patient. And you also have the ability to see the patient and you can move the patient to IPD, like admission. Um, then we have here laboratory, as I said earlier, where you can print the bill, and then we have the treatment history. So these are the things that you have access to on the platform. So basically, you have the ability to add OPD patients through creating an appointment. You have the ability to add tests, to add it by first of all adding a patient, and then you can add the tests and um, and all the other items in the billing, you have access to it. Then we have now for inpatient. So you as a receptionist, you have the ability to add patients. You can see more about the patient. Like for example, you can see operations that they've done. You can see their charges. You could also add charges to this patient. You can add charges. You can see their payments and you can add payments for this patient. This is for IPD patient. You can see the birth history, you can see treatment history for this patient. So coming back to the general overview, you can see details about this patient. You can add maybe a consulting doctor from here and more. So that is the job of receptionist. Please feel free if there's something that you probably don't understand and you want to get more clarification, we are always willing to support you with that. The same as a receptionist, you can see medicines in the pharmacy. So you can see bills, first of all, that the pharmacy has generated and you can print them. And you want to check medicines, you can click here and you will see medicines. You could also check purchases that have been done. And pathology, you can see also the various pathology tests. You can print the bill and you could see also different types of pathology tests that we currently have on the system. Right. Same also goes for radiology. Same also goes for blood bank and then ambulance services. So for ambulance services, you can add a call for ambulance. Someone calls that they need an ambulance, you can add that. You select the vehicle, the driver name will be automatically updated, and then the date, the charge category, you want to add that so that the charge will come for the ambulance service, and all of it you can save and print at the same time. So remember, you're adding ambulance service to a particular patient if they already exist, or you're creating for a new patient. Yeah, for a new patient, or you can just select a particular case and you add the ambulance service for that case. So that's it. That is it so far um for ambulance services. Now, as a receptionist sitting in the front end, you might want to add visitors when they visit the hospital by asking the purpose for their visit and maybe their name. You get their contact number, ID card if possible, uh, who they want to visit, and they might want to visit maybe an OPD patient, and um, then the system loads OPD patients, and then the number of persons, if there are two or three, the time that they're coming, and note if there's any document that I want to upload, maybe like your ID card scan copy, you might want to upload it directly here. So that is how you can add visitors to the system. The same as for phone call, as a receptionist, you may want to add a call. So you receive a call from the caller name, the caller phone number, the date which you receive it, what the what you guys discussed, the date for the next follow-up, and a call duration. Yeah, a call duration. You may want to add that, how long you were on the call with the person, and anything that you want to note. The caller type was did the caller call on its own or you were the one who called? So you have to select that. Then you save that. So that is the process for the add call feature. Okay, then we have email. If you received an email, you want to include that in the system that you received an email. So you add the received email, add details, the title, from title, who actually send the mail, sorry, like a letter, not email, please. A letter. If you receive a letter, and then the reference number, the address, note who the letter is going to, the date, and any attached document show as proof. So that's it. That is it so far for the receive. And if you're and sending a mail, you want to also include that into the system. And just to go again to the last item here, complaint. So you might want to record a complaint that was issued by a client or a patient or whosoever. They might be complaining for something. So you might want to add that complaint. Remember the various complaint type, you can always update them in the settings, which I showed earlier from the previous setting video. And then how the complaint came. Is it from the visitor or online? You can add more sources also from the previous video that I shared. Who complained and the description. Action taken and who is assigned to take action for that. Then a document, if you want to attach something, then you want to add a note to that. So these are all the jobs of a receptionist. Alongside, you have also the bed record. So the receptionist might see the various bed records and can see also the various death records and can print the certificate and hand it over to whoever is necessary, who needs them, sorry. Then there's human resource. Actually, this is just for viewing purpose. For the receptionist just to view other people who are using the system with you. And because you as a receptionist, you're also an employee, you could see leaves. You could also apply for leave on platform by choosing the date, the leave type, and remember we can update the various leave type form the system, as I showed earlier, um, from the admin. The person who has full access to the system will add the various leave type, the date that your leave is starting, and when it's going to end, the reasons for the leave, and if you have a supporting document, you can add it there. So that is it so far for you. Then we have here for third-party insurance. So as a receptionist, you'll be able to see the various third-party insurance company that your company works with. Then we have the messaging feature, which allows you to be able to post a message. So you can send a message to, so you put the title of the message, the date, you can select the dates that you're sending a message from, or the notice date, and the day that it should be published. So you want to publish it maybe on the 18th, and who you want to see, who you want this message to be viewed by. You can select admin, or you could select everyone so that they all see the message. Then you can send the message at once, and everyone who you have actually ticked here will be able to see the message. And I'm talking about all the user roles to be able to see that. Then you can send an SMS on the platform. This will come at an extra cost. So you can send an SMS. Um, if your hospital needs this feature, then uh, please let us know, and we are going to integrate that. But you have to pay extra monthly fee for that. Yeah, so you can send an SMS. Mm, Another thing you can do is you can send a mail. So you can send a mail. This one goes directly to their inbox, so you don't need extra payments for this. So um, once you want to do that, if you want to send to an individual, you just need to switch to the individual tab, and then you select the user. Select the user. So so if you select, let me see, for example, you just need to enter the name. Let's see. Yeah, so maybe you want to select, it's no content. So I want to select a patient. So I add this patient. I might want to add more patients. I can add that, and then I can send them an email directly from the system. So these are features that you can do. Then we have the inventory feature. Here you can see issue items. So you might want to give an item to someone. You can see sorry, you might want to see items that have been given to people. So you see a list of items. And then we have here download center. If there are items that maybe doctors or other people have added to the system that you can download, you will see them here. And then you'll be able to attend live meetings within the company just by clicking here. You see if there's a meeting, is assuming the case that it's actually a big hospital, and it's always almost difficult to like be in every department or walk down to the department. They might You might just have meetings, and then everyone can meet here. Then we have reports. So these are the different type of reports that you'll be able to see on the system. And we have here some setup issues that probably you might find. So like appointments, you might see various shifts, and you might see various shifts, and you might see the doctor's shift. You might see the doctor's shift. You see their slots just by selecting the doctor. See maybe their morning shift. So you can see the slots that they have, and you can add more slots for the doctor, say receptionist. The doctor also has ability to do this job. So because they know their stuff more, they can always update this from their own phone. Meanwhile, we have finance. So you as a functionist, you don't have access to that. We have the front office. So you can add different sources, like sources where you could get maybe complaint from, then different complaint type, and propose different reasons why people visit their hospital. I want to include that. And then we have here the header. You can update the header for um, the receipts that maybe you can print. And then you can see the beds. And finally, we have the patient. So you can add patient to the system just by following the procedure from the previous one. So I think these are general um, features that you can do as a receptionist. Please do go through this model and let me know if you have any question, then you can ask and we can help you with that. This video is specifically for receptionists. Thank you.